This mother effer must be doing something right, man. He has a Tony nomination. It's Mr. Alex Brightman. Oh, that's so cool. Upward Scansion.
That was great.
Oh, thank you. Alex is starring in School of Rock, which was a documentary called Rock School, by the way, on a side note. So first of all, Alex, how's your voice holding up? You have so much, not only high singing, but basically screaming high.
Yeah, and not just singing, just screaming in general in the show. It's good. It's holding up all right, considering. My ENT says every single time I see him, which is every other day, is he says, you look good. Well, it's not good, but considering, it's okay.
Oh, that's progressive.
Yeah, kind of.
Are you screaming in a certain way, like, mixing it, or what?
No, this is the first time I've ever had a voice lesson was this show. And so I've been singing.
Barbra Streisand style? I don't
Is that what it is?
I can't read music.
Who's that?
I don't know anything. It's very Barbra.
No, I've never, this is the first time I'm learning how to sing healthily. So slowly but surely, every show is actually getting easier.
Really? But now is your voice like, School of Rock?
No, that's good. It's leaving, the best part is it's leaving my, whatever I have is intact. Just better and more longevity now.
But isn't it, it's like when I had to take piano lessons again, like after I graduated school, because I got tendonitis, and it was so annoying to do something I did naturally and kind of think about every single note I played. Aren't you sort of like annoyed that you have to think about how you make a sound now?
I'm not annoyed. I thought I knew everything about singing, about my voice up until now, and I didn't know the half of it. And so I've just been mimicking AC/DC and all those guys, and now I'm just sort of in my head a little bit more in the show, different parts, working on parts, going, I could have done that better. And I have a vocal coach, and it's weird. I mean, it's just the first time.
Do you understand it? Like, people always like, lower your palate. I'm like, I don't even know what a palate is.
That stuff doesn't work for me.
Me neither. So what are you actually learning?
I learned by doing and mimicking. So there's a voice teacher, this guy is amazing, Derek Rosenblatt.
A Jew.
I believe so.
Yes. Trust me.
And he helps, and I do what he does, and I see what he's doing, and he goes, he paints in pictures a little bit. He paints like, make your throat feel like a chamber, make it feel up and tall rather than wide, and those,
Okay, but he doesn't say like use your uvula.
No, he made it with other people, but I think he recognized pretty early on that I would just completely turn off when he started talking about that stuff.
Shut down.
I wasn't a good student.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
So let's go back for a second. So the first time I interviewed you was after a much more shorter run.
Why, it was a while ago, yeah.
It was literally like, how many years ago was that? 8 years ago?
8 years ago.
He was in a show called Glory Days, which people call Glory Day. That old chestnut. It only lasted a night on Broadway.
Opening night was closing.
Unfortunately, but I had a great interview with everybody.
It was amazing. It was like a funeral. It was like kind of like an amazing little. It was like the next day.
Yeah, it was like in memoriam.
The next day, but we got a chance to like hash out how we were feeling, and it was very strange.
It was very group therapy-esque.
Well, then the news was still fresh. We had just picked up our vacation, our last paychecks from Equity.
God,
it was just it was very clean out your office, you're done. It was very we all had cardboard boxes.
Yeah, it was
full out.
Day.
Get out where the theater. You can't pay rent. You have 3 days to get all your stuff out. And we had just celebrated opening night. We had hours before, and then we got a note from. I don't know if you know the story, but the two girls. We found out it got posted on Playbill, but before that, or when it did, there were 2 teenage girls that got the news first on their phones.
Wait, why did 2 teenage girls?
From Playbill, so we didn't know. We were all at our day off, and we got called into the meeting. We went to the Circle in the Square, and the Circle in the Square is all windows, and we were sitting there, we kind of had a feeling like what was going to happen, but we didn't think it would be certainly that
2 weeks
day.
Notice.
Yeah, something like that. And so we were sitting there talking, and 2 of the girls who happened to be Ultraholics, they're big fans of the Altar Boys, and 2 of them were in our show, tapped on the Circle in the Square window with their phones and said, sorry, and we said, and it was all 6 of us, and we said, what do you think? And they go, it's on Playbill, you're closed. So we found out our closing notes from 2 teen, 12-year-old girls. And then our producers sauntered in late.
I'm more shocked about the phrase Ultraholics. I've never actually.
Ultraholics
That's
is
what
they're
called.
called.
Psycho
Yeah.
fans. So what are School of Rock fans called?
I don't know. Groupies?
I don't
know if there is. I don't know if there are. I don't know if there is. I don't know.
Andrew, we have to come up with something. Bright Bright Monsters. Well, yeah.
The
you
Bright
guys,
Monsters.
That's your. Yeah,
That's
get back to me.
Okay, I'll get back.
If you have a creative name.
No, let's
tweet
continue
it.
doing this the whole time.
Yeah, let's just
let's
pitch
just think
ideas.
until
Alex and
Yeah.
Alex. That's so interesting. Okay, wait. So you're an altar boy. By the way.
No, I wasn't. But
Not altar boy. Sorry. Whatever the hell it's called.
Glory Days.
Glory Days.
Exactly.
So not only was it a day run, but on top of that, you were just a swing.
Correct.
So you never even got to go on for your day.
I did half of a dress rehearsal because one of the dudes had a prior commitment. So I did a dress rehearsal and nailed it.
Was that you nailed it? Was that your first Broadway show?
Yeah.
So basically, there's nowhere to go but up. So you were like, okay, things will get better.
Every time a show gets its closing notice now on Broadway, I read how many performances it goes, and I always say American Psycho. I go, that's 38 more than Glory Days got.
Oh my God, you literally had, but how many previews did you guys have?
Not even that many, like 15. Like we had a very short preview. They were like, it got great reviews in Signature.
Right.
We're gonna get in here and open it cold and bank on really good reviews.
Yeah, I know you need marketing too.
You need more than that, yeah.
So what happened after? Did you have a day job you had to go back to? What did you do next?
I didn't. No, I didn't go back to a day job. But I was already out of school at that point. I had dropped out of school.
Wait,
So
why you? I'm going to Broadway. F you, school.
no, that's not what happened. I got a show out in the Amundsen Theater. I did the first production of the History Boys with the National Theater, the play by Alan Bennett.
Yes, I know.
And I came back. I left school for that, and I didn't enjoy school anyway, so it gave me a good
Why
reason
were you going to
leave.
school?
NYU.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Undergrad was not having the time of its life at that point.
I didn't even know about it. Just the thought of spending that much money on school.
It was bad. I was my phone call to my parents said, I'm about to save you guys $100,000. That's
That's
what I
a
said.
passive-aggressive way of saying I'm dropping out of school. It's like treat yourself. It's like distraction
Well, I
technique.
used the Jew technique. I'm about to save you $100,000.
Oh, and we love to save money.
Yes.
Okay, that's just stereotypical. Okay, go on. By the way, wait, Jewish, what's your last name again? Brightman? So what
Brightman.
was it really, Baruchman?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, because Brightman.
I wasn't there when they changed it.
Oh, you weren't on Ellis Island?
No.
You're not on Ellis Island? Okay. All right, so you're like, I'm saving $100,000. You're like, oh my God, it's just Sean.
Well, I
that you
dropped
got me
out, did
school.
History Boys, came back, didn't want to go to school, quickly got Glory Days, thought, okay, this is it, cool. And then didn't. And then, I don't think I went back to a day job because it was like not even like 4 or 5 months after that, I auditioned for Wicked and got in that.
Ah. And then you were a Bach?
Yeah.
But you're kind of not that short, though.
Yeah, I am. I'm like 5'8". I think
but Bach is
I
supposed
might
to
be
be
the tallest that the cutoff is, but like a couple of these dudes were taller than me.
Really?
Yeah,
So you wore flats.
yeah.
Okay.
I was like the George Costanza of Bach. I was like sort of chubby and weird. And
It's all good.
it's all good. I loved it there. Until
Anything ever
the
go
end.
wrong in that show? Did Elphaba's bra ever fall off or something crazy?
That was bra, never fell off.
Like your
I came
bra.
on with no pants on one.
Wait, why?
One entrance out of almost 1,000 performances.
No, there's still no excuse.
No, you're right.
What's my
And also
fault?
because I have 12 minutes of stage time, you would think I would know when I would be done on stage. I was upstairs, got so used to the routine, and I had thought my act one was over, but there's the train station where I have to, this is the best part about it, is that it's the most dramatic part of Bach's story, basically, and I was like freaked out. I said, oh my God, I still have to make this entrance. I'm completely white shirt, gray boxers, and I run on, I get everything I can grab, but I don't have my pants, so I put on the jacket, I don't have shoes on, I just have a thing, it's just like a underwear and a coat, and just bare legs.
But you know what? It's very odd to have those weird outfits. It's sort of like that's
I'm
the
hoping,
style.
but the best part was, so I come on and I'm like shaking, I'm mortified. I made the entrance, and she goes, oh, it's gonna be fine, right, Bick? And I have to say, very dramatically, it's Bach, and I can't do this anymore, and then run all the way across the stage, off stage. So everyone on stage, if you look closely, was shaking with laughter, because I'm this little short kid running, no pants, ass flying in the wind.
Wait, how much
That's
was
for-
actually, what was covered up boxer short wise?
It was like full Bach, it was like a coat, like a tiny coat.
Oh, so it wasn't like a long, like mini
No, it's
skirt.
Bach's outfit. It's like Bach's little tiny jacket that doesn't fit anyway, and a little green shirt that's like half buttoned because I threw everything on and like the little yarmulke, whatever that was.
And your own private boxer shorts or like, I'm in Wicked, hashtag, like some kind of cute boxer shorts from
No, they
Wicked?
probably what I have on now, like Hanes, like gray. But they were for my show, but they weren't anything special. Gray.
And
you
how
know.
much writing up at the stage manager? Did you get written up?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? You wasn't even like, that's hilarious. Oh, sexist? Okay. Wait, when did it become hilarious?
It was immediately hilarious.
Oh,
And they
was it?
said, she was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this." Like, it was that. So it was great.
I'm saving you $100,000. Okay, bad news, but good news.
It was great.
Right, so you did Delicious Wicked, and
Yeah,
then
for 2 years, and that was a long time.
God, I hope you bought an apartment. Or
I
at least paid
didn't
your
buy an
rent.
apartment, but I did save a good amount of money, which led me to the next year of my life, which was I did a ton of projects for free
Oh.
because I got to save money, which I wanted to do. I did the regional premiere of Next to Normal.
Who'd you play in that?
Henry,
The boyfriend?
the stoner, yeah.
Mhm.
And I did that at Utah. I got to travel a lot. I got to go home to California and did Secret Garden, which was I've always wanted to play Dickon, so I got to do
Where in
that.
California are you from?
San Jose, Saratoga.
Yes, I know well.
Yeah. Right where
Okay,
the
so you're
theater
doing all
works
these
is.
sort of regional, not full pay jobs.
Yeah, but which was cool. And then I did a one-man show of Mark Acito's show, How I Paid for College, based on the book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I played 21 characters in that for literally $25. It was just, I wanted to do it. I love Mark. We put it up. It was really great. It might happen again. We're still
I would
talking
think
about
so.
doing
That book
it.
was so popular.
It's such and the way he translated it to a one-man show is brilliant.
And there's your music in it too?
Mm-hmm. It's called a monologue-sicle.
And there's original music or?
Mhm. All original.
Fine, brava.
Yeah, very cool. And did that, and then did Philadelphia Theater Company's most undersold show of the history called Stars of David.
Oh, I know Stars of David.
I know a lot of people know Stars
Because
of
that
David.
great Fran Drescher song is in it.
Yes, it is, Down to Vivino.
Yeah, Donna Vino was
So
amazing.
it was me, Donna Vivino, Brad Oscar, Joanna Glushak, and then Charles Bush wrote the book.
Oh my God, I've never heard of a better show. So why was it so undersold? They're all anti-Semitic in Philadelphia?
Yeah, but it literally, it was like no one came. The first preview, which is supposed to be, a lot of people go because it's world premiere. Joanna Glushak walks out on stage, and before her mic gets on, she turns to me. If you don't know who Joanna Glushak is, look her up after the story, and the story is much funnier.
Yeah, she didn't have a show in the world, by the way.
Yeah, and she turns to me, and right before we crest the thing, she goes, "There's no one here," and she walks right on. We always talk about that story.
I literally just saw it the other day.
But
wait, devastating. And then
I loved the show. That was the
Yeah.
thing. I really enjoyed the music, and it was great. The message is great. The characters I got to play Tony Kushner, and I got to play the song was great. Michael Friedman wrote the song, and a bunch of composers wrote each and every song.
Right. Amanda Green wrote the Fran Drescher song.
Amanda Green, Duncan Sheik, Miller and Tyson, a ton of those guys wrote great songs. And during that run, for about 3 days, I was busing in back to New York to audition for Big Fish. And back and forth.
Who were you in that?
Zachy Price.
Who was that?
Exactly. One of the two brothers the two little brothers that were always pestering Edward, played by Norbert.
By Norbert. Oh, yes.
So there was Ben Crawford, and I played his little chubby brother.
Okay.
Skinny fat.
Skinny fat. Yeah, but at some point then it just turns to fat. That happened to me. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cute skinny fat, and I was like, wait, everything just fell.
Then you were and you went, wait.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You've got 6 years, and then just trust me, because then everything fell, and then I had to do don't talk to me about it. Anyway, it all worked out. This is our food delivery program. The point is, where was it? Okay, so Big Fish, which also didn't last that long.
3 months.
What's happening with your track record, man?
Like I said, I only do huge hits or huge flops.
Okay, well, bravo.
That's all I do.
Now you're in the hit.
Yes.
So how did you get connected with...
Oh, I see. Okay, I got
knew
it.
that was.
I didn't. It wasn't a direct connection. I was asked to do a reading by Tara Rubin because she's
Casting director.
a huge champion of mine. She's cast me in a bunch of stuff and knows that I like to do readings, and I'm known for doing workshops because I take stuff that's being created and elevate it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Brava.
And I write myself, and so she knew that. She helped cast a show I wrote. And
Oh,
so
wow. So creative.
And
Are you a musician? Do you play piano?
No, I just write book scripts and words and all that. I did this reading of School of Rock the musical. I played Lawrence on keyboards, the kid. All the adults played kids, and
You played one of the kids?
all of us did. There
So
were
who's
no
playing
kids.
Jack Black?
This guy named Cody Strand. He's actually on Mormon tour right now as Cunningham. He was fabulous.
Oh, interesting. He's one of the kids, huh?
We all did, yeah. So
They did have a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. They don't want to deal with kids doing a reading in 1 week, so they have adults play the kids.
Exactly. It's more for this was more for the script.
Right.
They were seeing if the script was in good shape enough to launch, the press release that we're going to Broadway this year, which was unheard of.
Oh my
it was
God.
they did it within a year,
Wow.
and Lawrence, the director, took a shine to me while we were doing this.
Well, were you constantly in rehearsal being like, you're in the band, just like doing lines?
I
like
was
Jack
literally
Black?
playing a child. I was.
Yeah, but weren't you during breaks being like, ooh, by the way, here's how I would do the part?
No.
That's
Well,
something
because
I
I
would
figured I just figured they had somebody. I figured it was going to be James Corden, Jack Black. I figured it was going to be or Josh Gad, somebody that would sell tickets because it's Andrew Lloyd Webber and big show, and I just sort of helped out. It's what it's another reading. I was happy to do it and really happy to meet Andrew Lloyd Webber and Julian Fellows and all those
Do
people.
you call him Sir, Lord,
Andrew.
Andrew? Not even Andy?
Call him Andy now.
Do you?
Just to piss him off, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I call him all sorts of. He actually is one of the driest wits,
Oh, all
which is so fun to play off of because I also tend to be rather dry.
I'm obsessed with him.
He really is a cool dude. For real.
He's gotta be.
He
I'm
is.
completely obsessed with him. Okay, so hold on. So wait, so you do this reading, and then they called you like your cash, like as a 10-year-old? Like, no, as a 30-year-old.
Tara Rubin called me in while they were doing kids auditions, and I met with her, and she says, so here's the deal, we love your energy for the show, like just for the show in general. So she says,
ASM.
that's what I said. I was like moving sets, whatever. I'll
Yeah,
sell merch. I don't
exactly.
care. I just really wanted to be back doing stuff because I was a little, I was a little under at that point. I was in Matilda, fresh off a breakup, so yeah,
Oh. Okay.
we're still not together.
Oh, but are you single?
I'm not single.
Oh, now that you're a Broadway star, suddenly everyone's
I have many
clamoring?
boyfriends and girlfriends and all that. Yeah,
Okay, that sounds sick. Go on. It's called being a swinger.
that's right.
I was alive in the 70s.
I have a problem. I start crying. I have a problem, and then she said, "We'll just audition you for the show. We'll give you all the Dewey material just because that's the easiest, and there was the most of it." And I started handling. That day, I walked into the room while they were on a break, and they had me sing the song. Do you remember the song the guy sang from the reading? I said I can lean over his shoulder and sing it at the piano, and I did. And it was the first time that now, with some distance from it and talking to Tara, it was literally the first time in the 10 years you had been in the city that anyone had heard you sing rock and roll. And I sing rock and roll all the time, just not for auditions and not for. I sing in karaoke. I used to host karaoke.
Well, you just have one of those naturally well-placed voices. You
Thanks.
have a very, like, Rock of Ages voice where it's just,
thank
like,
you.
kind of high. So I could totally see why you'd be good at that kind of stuff. So they were like, we didn't know you could do that?
Yeah, and then I also played. They had a guitar, and they said, "Can you play that?" I said, "Yeah." I played guitar, and I'm not like insanely proficient at it, but I was in a band in high school and played enough that I know chords and power chords, and so
You
I
also
played.
sort of had a fearlessness, don't you think so?
What?
You also have, like, a fearlessness.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that, like, I feel like that's what got you the part, don't you think?
Sure. Well, that was the last audition I did. It was in front of everybody. They weren't necessarily convinced, I think, because of how I looked. I had no hair on my face. I had a really short haircut. I was in Matilda, so I was playing a child again, and I was really fit.
What? You were playing a child?
Well, I was playing. Everyone plays a kid in Matilda.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And
Oh, so you were really skinny?
really fittest I'd ever been. So I didn't look like all the other guys they were bringing in. But what Lawrence liked about my take on the role when I came into the room was that it wasn't a Jack Black impression, and that it was more an older brother rather than like an older man.
Uh-huh.
They liked the idea of like a big kid, a bigger kid trying to rein littler kids,
Oh.
which is what the show has become. It's this sort of fun, like fun house of like and they didn't want to bring it. They tried a bunch of adults, like adult like men, and it looked weird.
Well, George Hearn is just,
He was a little old for it. Yeah. I also couldn't sing it.
Yeah, well, he's a little legit.
Yeah.
He's legit.
They keep dropping the octaves for him. But the last audition I did like 40 minutes of improv.
Oh, that's obnoxious.
Oh, I loved it.
Really?
Yes, I loved
I'm like,
it.
write your own script, people.
No, they did. So I did the whole thing. I did the whole audition. I just did the scenes with two brilliant readers and got some great direction. And I did all the songs. And I played a little bit. Left the room. They brought me back in. Lawrence said, "Do the first scene again, and don't use any of the words." And I said, like, and he goes, just if you need to come back to the words here and there to get yourself through, go ahead. And these two readers are going to try and
The
follow
first scene
you.
is the one in the apartment?
No, it's the one with the first thing with the kids when I
Oh, the
meet
first
them
thing
when
with
I'm
the kids.
hungover and
Okay.
I ask them just leave me alone and I think
That's
the first
fun.
thing I said was because I say to the girl who now is playing it's Tamika, the little girl that sings Amazing Grace.
Yes.
But in the movie I knew that she was a fat girl, so I said you precious. And then they lost. It was like the first thing I did, and then from there it just went into this like 30-minute and I was
It's a 5 years ago reference, but it's hilarious.
But it worked. It was
Yeah,
sort of
it's
like
amazing.
it was sort of they got a taste of what I do naturally. And
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire. Okay, that's
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire. I met her.
Wait, who? Which one?
Gabrielle
Sapphire
Sidibe.
Push? Oh, wow, brava.
Not so precious.
That's all good. Wait, so I love it. So then they were like, oh my god, he's also really funny, which is going to help, obviously, with the original musical, because you can improv. Is there anything you improved in rehearsal that got into the script?
Oh yeah, big time. There's a couple of things. There's a couple big ones, but that was the cool part about Julian Fellows is that he was like so encouraging of like, he would write some stuff, I would do it, we would do it again and again and again until we would like some of it had to be Americanized. Some of it was he just by nature was like calling the parking lot a car park. And so, exactly. So we had to do that first. But he said a great thing about the kids especially. He said, the kids will come up to me and go, we wouldn't really say that. And he goes, you ignore these kids at your peril, is what he says, because they know and I don't. And they were really helpful too. And that was the best part about why I think this is all working so well. They were so open and encouraging to all of us inventing.
And Julian Fellows, if you don't know, is also the guy who wrote Downton Abbey. So were you asking for scoop on Mrs. Patmore and whatnot?
I've never seen an episode.
Oh, it's such a good
No,
show.
please.
How dare you not have ever seen an episode?
I haven't. I've not seen.
Why? What do you watch instead? What kind of crap do you watch?
Game of Thrones.
never
I
seen
watched
it.
The Family on ABC. I'm really mad it got canceled. Silicon Valley. Reruns of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Family Guy.
What about 30 Rock? What about
I've
Kimmy
already
Schmidt?
seen it.
Project
Kimmy Schmidt.
Runway.
I like Project Runway.
So why the prejudice against British people?
No prejudice. I had worked better with British people, actually, I think. I just wasn't interested.
Have you told Julian yet? Because
Yeah.
I'm going to email him.
I told him.
But
He knows.
I threatened. Okay, so wait. So then Tony nomination day. Just give me that scoop. Were you sleeping? Were you
Sleeping.
awake?
And
How dare you not be awake to watch the announcement?
I've never. It was so funny. I was like, why would they have him? Do they know who they're giving these awards to? Like, we never wake up.
Right,
Like,
I know.
I'm always up at 7 anyway, but like we would just come off this like long run
Hey,
of
why are
things.
you always up at 7? Are you a morning person? You're like my husband. That is so annoying. All right, he drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're always up at 7, but you're not up at 8:30? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I just as part of it was like I don't know. Just it felt I was like if something happens, someone will call me,
Yeah.
and I didn't set an alarm. So if I woke up for it, we would have watched it. That was my thing,
Mhm.
And so we didn't, and we woke up while it was on and turned it on, and then I don't know if you guys were watching it, but the screen went green. You remember that?
No, I watched it
Hypnotic.
online. Oh, you watched it on TV?
On TV, and the screen
watched
went
it on-
green.
Wait,
But
like
they still
Alex
had.
Bright.
They didn't. That's the best
Oh.
part. They didn't get to that yet. So it just had the New York One thing, like the banner, and it was just green. So we were like, all right. So we turned it off, and then, as I said, I said clearly, if something happens, someone will call, and then my phone rang. It was my brother,
Oh.
and he was at work sobbing.
Oh.
Sobbing and clapping, and he goes, "No one knows why I'm clapping or crying. Dude, you got nominated for a Tony." He was like, "Yeah, he's a year younger than I am."
Where does he work? An undertaker. No, where does he actually work?
He works at social media marketing at a company called Percolate.
This is so exciting. So what about the parents? Were they like,
They
we're
lost
glad you
it,
dropped
too.
out of college. Yeah, it worked out.
They said that after my first production of the History Boys. They came up to me and said, "This is the best decision you could have ever made."
Wow, bravo on the supportive parents.
Very supportive and very wonderfully removed. Like not needling, not any. There've never been those parents.
Wow.
We
Are
had
they
a couple
available
of those
to parent
families growing up in California that we went, okay, we're not going to be that family.
Oh, my family.
Sure.
Let's be honest.
If that's who they
My
are.
mother literally left me 2 messages during this interview. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
be
we still, I talk to them every day, but it's never like.
About in your business.
It's never show business. It's always about everything else.
And what about Passover status and stuff like that? Do you
No,
observe?
not religious.
First the last name changed and then the rituals.
Spiritual leaning, but not religious.
So you didn't do like Rosh Hashanah and Kippur or any of that shenanigans? You
No.
bar mitzvah?
No.
What? That's the best chance to build.
I got a circumcision.
This is the kind of conversation that's inappropriate in a family show.
I was told that Sirius XM was like an up and coming, like cool.
I changed all that.
Okay, got
I made it very nerdy. All right, so in conclusion,
My
so
legs are sweating a lot.
Tony, yeah, and by the way, the back of my knees are sweating.
That's
so,
fine. That's what's going on with me.
Yeah, I told you I'm skinny fat. So wait, back to for 1 second. So wait, not in the Tony Awards. Who's dressing you first of all?
Calvin Klein.
Excellent. Are you like a rock tuxedo
Nope.
man?
Tuxedo.
Oh, it's
Or like
tuxedo.
suit, not tuxedo. Just really nice black and white suit.
And what are you gonna?
Bow tie, School of Rock cufflinks.
Nice.
Andrew Lloyd Webber gave me for opening night.
He did.
He got them designed and made. They're like these. They're one of a kind. School of Rock. It's the School of Rock logo, the S and the R. They're going through it, and it's like the silver. And I don't even want to know how much they were, but I've had no chance to wear cufflinks ever in my life.
Right.
So I figured today that would be the night.
And what are you going to be singing on the Tony Awards? You know yet?
We do. I don't think we're allowed to say just yet.
I think you are.
I mean, here's the thing. You're talking to the complete wrong guy because I'm
I
gonna be
know.
like, what are they gonna do? Fire me?
I
Like,
don't
it's
want to
like-
get you in trouble, but
It's one of. I mean, if there's really 2 numbers to choose from, it's one of those 2.
you're in the band.
It's either
Cool.
you're in the band or stick it to the man,
or a medley.
or not. It's not a medley.
You're in the man. All right. In conclusion, well, get back to me.
It's from a different musical.
Exactly. It's a G-rated show. All right. And in conclusion, congratulations. You're
Thank
amazing
you.
in the show. Bye bye.
Thanks for being here.